your main opponent, Andrew Cuomo, continually mispronounces your name. If you can respond to that and tell us how you say it, your full name.
Zohran Mamdani. And I think what has been offensive to me is not whether a New Yorker can say my name on their first attempt or their second, but that what Andrew Cuomo has done is to deliberately mispronounce that name. And it is something whose meaning is not, it's not just about me. It's about how so many New Yorkers have to deal with this in their own workplace, in their own lives.
And your middle name, Kwame, where it comes from?
I was named by my father after Kwame Nkrumah, the first Prime Minister of Ghana. And it is a point of pride for me and a reflection of the fact that I would also be the first immigrant mayor of the city in generations. I was born in Kampala, Uganda, in East Africa, moved here when I was 7. It's the city where I grew up, the city where I met my wife, the city where I got my citizenship, and hopefully the city I will lead. We will actually ensure that we have New Yorkers who can afford the city that they call home, that we freeze the rent for more than 2 million New Yorkers, we make buses fast and free, which are currently the slowest ones in the nation, and we deliver universal childcare. And I think that there are 2 clear revenue streams to raise the money necessary to fund this.
And that is?
That is raising personal income taxes on the top 1% of New Yorkers. That's New Yorkers who make $1 million or more a year by 2%, and raising the state's top corporate tax rate to match that of New Jersey. Together, those 2 initiatives would raise $9 billion. I think they're the most straightforward, productive means of doing so. But if people have other ideas to raise the same money, I encourage.
Well, then we'll have to arrest him. Look, we don't need a communist in this country, but if we have one, I'm going to be watching over him very carefully on behalf of the nation. A lot of people are saying he's here illegally. He's, we're going to look at everything.
It's a question of actually standing up and fighting Donald Trump. And fighting Donald Trump because what his agenda is doing is endangering the welfare of New Yorkers. This bill that he recently ushered through Washington, D.C., it throws millions of New Yorkers off of their health care. It steals SNAP benefits from so many hungry New Yorkers. And it does all of this in the interests of the largest wealth transfer that we've seen in this country. And to do those things while speaking about a cost of living crisis, it is truly a betrayal of so much of what his campaign was premised on, and an illustration of why he is so fearful of our campaign. Because unlike him, we don't just diagnose this crisis, we will deliver on it. And that's what Donald Trump is afraid of, the stark contrast between our delivery of those things and what he has done as the president of this country. I can tell you I have heard from New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs a real sense of despair and horror at the genocide that we've seen in Gaza, and an understanding of complicity as Americans in the funding of this genocide. And New Yorkers are looking for someone to be their mayor who will focus on this city, who will deliver for the people of this city, and someone who also, amidst all of that, has the moral clarity to have a politics of consistency. And that's what has been at the heart of our campaign, a consistent belief in the universality of ideals like humanity, like justice, like safety, and the ways in which Benjamin Netanyahu's genocide of Palestinians is a violation not only of those ideals, but also of international law. And we've seen that in the issuing of a warrant for his arrest by the International Criminal Court.